Holy boomers, hold on to your butts on this one. It's not the avocado toast or the lattes, my friends. The gaslighting is crazy. So I pulled up the federal minimum wage from 68 to 71. It was $1.50 an hour compared to $7.25 an hour now. The median home price then was $24,000. Okay, the median home price now is $403,000. Hours of work needed, 68 to 71, 16,000 hours. Adjusted for inflation, now you need 55,000 hours, 614, okay? 247% more.
It's going to get greater later. I see many people saying this, and my only question is, what fucking planet do you live on? Greater later? You know how much worse it's about to become for every human being on this damn planet? And those of you that keep talking about, I'm in the blood of Jesus and God coming to save me, y'all lost. Y'all are really lost. Ain't nobody coming to save you. What has happened and is happening to us, it can't be avoided anymore. We see it every day. You can't pay your rent. You can't pay your bill. Can't put food on your motherfucking table. Your kids can't go out to play because you can't afford for them to go no damn way no more. And you think it's going to get greater later. All this talking about, oh, well, certain things have to happen in order for the new world to take place, then we all move forward. Y'all done lost it. This new world that's taking place ain't got a fucking thing to do with none of us. So yes, hell yeah, I'm worried. You should be worried. I don't give a shit. I'm not creating fear. But honestly, I'm using my mind and my fucking eyes, and I'm seeing what's going on in this world today, man. What happened to Palestine? Tragedy. It was fucked up. But now, take a look at us. And I'm going to say, what we going through, probably worse. And let me tell you why. Because this is what you call a slow death. We're being tore up from the inside out. And many people don't even realize this shit. People still going on their days like none of this is happening or it's going to get better. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel sorrier for the ones that aren't paying attention. Why? Because within the first week or month, I'm even giving a month, that all this shit crumbled right under our feet, those going to be the first motherfuckers on there wondering what the fuck is going on. We can try to prep. We can stop. We can do whatever we can. But how long do you think this is going to last? It's going to last a couple of weeks, months, maybe years.
Hey YouTube, recently a lot of people online have been talking about this weird feeling where normal parts of life somehow feel exhausting, expensive, and harder than they should be. Today, we're looking through some TikToks to capture this frustration, but we're going deeper into why so many people feel like they're constantly trying to keep up while slowly losing the energy to actually enjoy life. And we're going to break down how burnout is showing up in everyday moments, why people are starting to lose excitement for the future, and how a generation can feel stuck even while still putting in effort.
This has to be the worst generation, bro. Like, just with everything, like, sticking together, men not needing women, women not needing men, everybody acting rich, everybody money hungry, but don't nobody got no money. Like, I don't understand. And then the work fatigue is crazy right now. Work fatigue, home fatigue, out in public, whatever. Everything crazy. People still having kids, even though I got my own child. Grateful, but I ain't gonna say don't look up right now for people. Like, I'm 27. I turned 28 this year. It's not bad. Like, I got a 401k. I got a decent job. I don't have the best job, but I have a decent job. I'm grateful to have a job. I'm grateful to be able to provide for my son, you know, have a roof over our head, have a car. My car note's about to be done by next year, January. So that's a blessing. But boy, it's just so much going on. Then you get on social media, it's just women battling against men, men battling against women, single people battling against married people really not trying to hear what nobody say, because at the end of the day they feel like they won, which they did. But I don't know, man. Like, minimum wage still $7.50. Like, it's just so much going on in the world, and it's been a lot going on in the world. But like right now, I guess because we the adults now, like, that shit is just, it's kind of demoralizing in a way, but not really. It's just like you kind of just got to push through. It's kind of what being an adult is. But Lord, it's like everywhere you turn something negative. Like, all 2026 is negative. Like, it's negative. Like, it's nothing to look forward to. Vacations cost too much. plane tickets cost too much, gas costing too much, food costing too much. It's just like everything's just kind of going downhill for us. But y'all stick in that fight though.
A lot of Americans are getting to the point where they're so burnt out and exhausted from capitalism to the point where they just don't really care about anything anymore. And I'm quite literally at a point where I don't really blame anybody for giving up. It's like when the wages are so low, when companies are making record profits, when housing is unaffordable, when everything is unaffordable, it's almost like you can't even step outside without spending $100 anymore. It causes people to lose motivation. It causes a lot of people to kick into the towel and say, what even is the point? Is this burnout that I'm going through even worth it if I'm not going to get rewarded for my hard work, if I'm not going to see the fruits of my labor? And a lot of people will shame us for just wanting handouts. People will tell us to just go get a better job, go get a second job, go do DoorDash, go do Uber Eats. Like, no. Life shouldn't be all about work. And it's like this planet has literally turned into a slavery realm. We're not asking for handouts. We want hard work to be enough again, like it was in the previous generations. And if the cost of living keeps getting more expensive, if companies keep cutting their wages so that way they can maximize their profits, you're going to continue to see more people kick into the towel and say, what is the point? Because there is no point anymore.
For a lot of people, burnout doesn't just start with some huge life-changing moment. It starts with small things slowly becoming harder than they used to be. Things that were supposed to help people relax, like picking up a hobby, going out with friends, or trying something new, are starting to feel like decisions that need a budget and a plan. A lot of people miss when fun didn't feel like another expense they had to justify. Now, even simple activities can come with this thought in the back of your mind wondering if it's actually worth spending money on. That mindset can slowly change the way people experience free time, because instead of fully enjoying something, they're thinking about what else that money could have been used for. And when every choice starts feeling like a trade-off, it becomes harder to actually feel relaxed. The strange part is that many people aren't even asking for some perfect life where everything is easy. Most people just want to feel like they can enjoy normal things without constantly calculating whether they can afford it or whether they should be doing something more productive. There's also this pressure now where hobbies almost have to become useful. If someone likes making videos, playing sports, creating art, or learning something new, there's always the idea that it should turn into a skill, a business, or some kind of achievement, instead of being something you do because you enjoy it. Everything starts feeling like another way to prove you're improving. That constant pressure to maximize every moment can make people feel tired even when they're technically not doing anything, because sometimes the exhausting part isn't actually the activity itself. It's feeling like you're never allowed to simply exist without trying to get ahead. Over time, all those small pressures add up and create this feeling that life has become more of a checklist instead of something people are actually experiencing. That's why some people feel burnt out in situations where they technically have heck of free time. Their body might be resting, but their mind is thinking about money, goals, responsibilities, and everything else they're supposed to be doing. And when even the things that are supposed to recharge you start feeling stressful, it becomes a lot harder to escape that burnout cycle.
I don't think the millennials and Gen Zers are entitled. And I think I came up with a perfect analogy to describe how we're feeling as a generation. So imagine there's a couple and they have 3 children. They're 2, 3, and 4 years old. They're broke. They're living in a studio apartment, all sleeping in sleeping bags and eating bologna sandwiches every single night for dinner. But over the next 10 years, the parents build a huge business and they sell it for $100 million. And they take $30 million and they go and buy a mega mansion with 15 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, and they eat filet mignon every single night for dinner. And the kids are so excited. They're 12, 13, and 14 years old. They've been doing their chores. They've been helping out around the house for 10 years. They've been getting good grades in school, doing everything they're supposed to do. They go to their parents and they say, I'm so excited. Can I pick out my room? And the parents go, well, you're not getting a room. You're not getting steak. In fact, that guest house in the back is a 1-bedroom. You 3 are going to live in there and you're going to keep eating bologna sandwiches. And the kids are like, but I don't understand. No one's going to be in these rooms. This filet mignon, when you're worth $100 million, is basically free. Why can't we have that? That is what millennials and Gen Zs feel. We feel we're in the guest house, but instead of it being a bedroom and a filet mignon, it's why don't we have affordable health care? Why don't we have affordable college and affordable daycare and affordable 1-bedroom apartments and 2-bedroom apartments? Or why aren't the wages high enough for those items to feel inexpensive? Because why this analogy works is if you look back to the 60s, 70s, and 80s, even in the late 70s, all Americans combined had about $40 trillion adjusted for inflation. Studio, apartment, bologna sandwich. Now we have $185 trillion, hence the $100 million exit and the $30 million home. And we're sitting in the guest house going, this just doesn't make sense. There's so much money. We would be complaining and entitled if nothing changed. If we were still in a studio apartment in sleeping bags and eating bologna sandwiches, but asking for filet, could seem entitled. But because we did everything right, we followed the rules, why are we still in the guest house? And as a country with this much wealth, you should want the community and the citizens to be doing better off than the generation before. So we're just calling this out because of how rich we've become and how that wealth hasn't been shared.
Major recession indicator for me is being nickel and dimed everywhere that you go.
So the campsite that I've been going to every year since I was probably 6 years old has been free. They just ask that you pick up after yourself. You leave it better than you found it. First come, first serve. No big deal. Now they are charging for it. They're even taking reservations in the hundreds of dollars.
One of the biggest effects of burnout is that eventually people start questioning whether all their effort is even making a difference. A lot of people are still working hard, going to school, building skills, and trying to improve themselves, but they're starting to feel like the results are taking longer to appear. That can create a really frustrating mindset where someone isn't giving up because they don't care, but because they're tired of constantly pushing without feeling like they're moving forward. There's a huge difference between not wanting success and feeling discouraged after chasing it for a long time. When people repeatedly hear that hard work will eventually pay off, but the reality feels completely different, it can make them lose confidence in the whole process. This is especially difficult for younger people who are entering the world where many of the milestones they grew up hearing about seem much harder to reach. Things like feeling financially comfortable, living independently, or feeling secure about the future can start feeling less like normal goals and more like something way further away. And when those goals feel more distant, it becomes harder to stay motivated every single day. A lot of people also feel misunderstood because wanting things to improve doesn't mean they expect everything to be handed to them. Wanting a chance to build a stable life is different from refusing to work for it. But when someone feels like the finish line keeps moving further away, eventually they start protecting their own energy by caring less. That's where the I don't even care mindset comes from. It's usually not because someone became lazy overnight. It's often because being disappointed over and over again can make people stop feeling excited about things they once looked forward to. And social media can make this feeling even stronger because people are constantly seeing reminders of what they don't have yet. Every day there's another person showing success, another negative headline, or another reason to feel like you're falling behind. After seeing that nonstop, it's easy to start believing that the future is only getting harder. But the biggest problem with burnout is that it doesn't just take away energy, it can take away the belief that your energy even matters. When people start feeling like their effort can actually change the situation, that's when motivation starts disappearing. And that's why this feeling has become so common. People aren't just tired of doing too much, they're tired from trying to build something while constantly wondering if it will ever get easier.